believe we all have a calling. Some of us, unfortunately, don't ever find it or die before we know about it. But I believe that I have a calling to serve. And maybe not as an elected official, but my way of serving is by helping electing what I believe is the right people. So I am involved in politics and have been involved for many years. I got involved, my very first campaign, I think, was like in 1990, when I was like 14, 15 years old. I was involved in our community of Wilmington, and at least, when you were young, maybe it wasn't real, maybe it was perceived, but in politics, perception's reality. It felt like Wilmington was being treated differently than San Pedro. And a perfect example was when the council office wanted to move a facility from San Pedro to Wilmington because it was bad for Pedro. It was Hayuka America. Somehow it was okay for Wilmington. Anyhow, I joined a group of people in Wilmington that were organizing to protest this company, which eventually left and went to Long Beach. At that moment, at 14 years of age, I had a lifelong goal of making sure that that council person was no longer elected to public office. So when she ran for Secretary of State, I went and volunteered licking envelopes for March Fong Yu, who was the incumbent. When she ran for Congress, she ran against Maureen Reagan, Ronald Reagan's daughter. I campaigned for Maureen Reagan. I didn't know the difference between Democrat and Republican. I just knew I didn't want her in public office. When she won the Republican primary and faced Jane Harman, I volunteered for Jane Harman, and my life changed after that. It was the 1992 election. It was Bill Clinton was being elected. It's the first election where I really understood what was happening, became to understand the difference between our two parties in our party system. I became a Democrat, and that's what I am, and became very involved in campaigns. But yeah, I always knew, I guess I didn't know as a kid when I first got involved that this was my calling, but I do believe we have calling.